Kim here with Lead Generation Source and Little Biz Resources, and I just want to let you guys know about a new software that's releasing. And this is not related to Facebook. So I know a lot of you guys are like, oh, hey, I'm tired of Facebook tools. This is not related to Facebook. This software is a very cool tool, and it helps you find abandoned domains on YouTube and Wikipedia. So you can redirect the traffic to your site, or you can rebuild the site if you dare. So this can take some time to find the right domains, which is just a word of caution, but it is possible to find very powerful domains. So here's the very basic concept of My Traffic Jacker. You use the software, and that's what it's software, right? It's web-based software, and you find abandoned domains on YouTube or Wikipedia that likely have traffic. There's training inside the software, and I will have a detailed explanation on the webinar and then following it as well. So now, when you find the domains, you purchase them. You got to purchase the domains, right? So they're between $10 and $15, about something like that. You can get them for cheaper or more expensive. It just all varies. So you can either redirect links to your own website, and I would recommend a max of 3 redirects directly to your site, and this is to avoid SEO penalties. You can redirect links to an opt-in landing page. For example, if you have MailChimp or you have, any third-party email platform has landing pages that they host, and you can just direct the link straight to there. Which I said direct the links, it's really direct the domain, right? And then you can redirect the domains to affiliate offers. So they can be, cost per action, Amazon, ClickBank, Ecom, trial offers. Doesn't really matter where you're directing it. If it's somewhere where you can monetize it, you can redirect the link to it. So you can also build websites and just change the content. So of course, I always caution if you're going to rebuild a site, especially one that's been abandoned, that you are very careful about copyright issues, because just because they abandoned the property doesn't mean that they abandoned the content copyright on it, right? So unfortunately, that's just kind of the way it works. Now, I know a lot of people who rebuild it exactly, and then they'll put some sort of disclaimer on the top. So, I mean, that's just a strategy we can talk about later. So you can build the website back either the way it was or with different content, and then you can still link back to your website if you want. Just make sure you build it on a separate class CIP. If you don't know what any of that means, that's okay. This software is still for you if you're looking for traffic or you're looking for SEO value. And then, of course, before you build the site and before you even purchase the link, you need to use Wayback Machine, and that's basically archive.org to see what the site used to look like and make sure it wasn't spammy or used for spam. And a hint is if you look on archive.org and towards the end, so let's say that you pull it up and you're like, oh, hey, and I'll do a longer video on this too. I just wanted to give you guys kind of a quick overview because I don't want you to miss out on the early bird launch. So anyway, you just go to archive.org and you're like, oh, hey, I see that this ran through 2018. Let's see what they found. And if you click on there and it starts redirecting to some sort of weird site, you know it was used for spam. And I would just move on, unless, of course, they're getting a lot of traffic. And we'll talk more about that in later videos, okay? So why I like it, this can help boost your traffic, literally can help boost your traffic, though you do want to make sure it's a good fit so it isn't worthless traffic that makes a mess of everything, because if you're just directing them straight to your site and it has absolutely nothing to do with each other, you're just going to get a bunch of bad people on your site, so it's low quality traffic, right? So you want to make sure it matches up. So if you have a page on Facebook ads and you find a domain that we're redirecting because it talks about Facebook ads, that's a pretty good fit. And so you might be able, and of course, if you look at archive.org, you get to see the exact content and everything. And this works really well for affiliate products, right? And of course, on the webinar, I'll show an example. So besides the cost of the software, you are only going to have to pay for the domain. And if you plan on doing a lot of this, I do recommend that you join the GoDaddy Discount Domain Club. And if you do like 20 domains a year, it pays for itself. And it's like $10 a month, but you have to pay for a whole year. So it's $120 up front. And then you get your .com domains for like $8 and some odd cents. So that's where I came up with $9. So for $9 to $17 per domain, and that's, of course, I'm going to call that .com domains, because if you get like .business or anything else, it's very likely that you're going to pay a lot more probably. So for just this small amount, you could easily increase your traffic more than advertising, right? You could pay $30 a day in advertising and not drive as much traffic as you could get from one or two of these domains. So, and this is over time, right? You can get this for over and over and over again. Once you pay for the ad, you're done. So that's why I really do like it. Now, I will say there are some potential challenges. Many of you in the group have mentioned you don't have time. This takes some time to use. It's just the way it is. You gotta find the stuff, so it's gonna take some time to do it. This speeds the process up significantly rather than doing it manually, because I don't even know if you can do it manually. I mean, your head would probably explode by the time you got to the third step. So you also need to do some keyword research. I know I talk about keyword research a lot, but you need to do some keyword research. Now, there is a built-in tool, but you'll probably want to go beyond that so you can find those hidden gems, right? And a lot of you have been like really hesitant to adopt keyword research, but this is a critical element of online marketing. So it's just something to keep in mind. You also need to spend some time learning the software. I'll tell you, this is actually an updated version of a prior software that I had, and I like this one a lot more, by the way. And it maybe took me a couple of hours max to learn it if I sat down and did it all at once. It took me a little bit longer than that because I broke it out and had to go back and remember what I was doing. But let's say half a day and you've got this software down, and that's the maximum. You could probably do it in less time. But if you are like, oh, hey, I don't even have half an hour, then that could be a challenge for you. It could take some time to learn the system and find a winner domain. And what I mean by that is that you could easily be going in and searching and searching and searching and not find a domain because you're still learning how to apply the keywords and do the searches, and you just have to spend some time doing it. And then once you find a winner domain, you have to do something with it. And that whole process is going to take you some time to learn. And it might be really easy for some of you, and it might take a little bit more time, but I think in the long run, it could be worth it. Now, if you have someone else that can do it for you, they do have an upsell that's for subjackers, where you can add in a VA, a spouse, a cousin, whatever you want. And because of that, that's where I recommend, evaluating this. Now, I will say that it's funny because on the sales page, they're like, well, this could test some of your guys' moral compass. And I'm like, how does this test a moral compass? If a domain is abandoned, it's abandoned. There's no moral obligation here. Now, there are some other things. There's some teaching that they recommend that does test your moral compass there. And that is where you basically try to sell it back to the person, which I've had people try to do that before it was even expired, which is really weird. I just ignore them. I'm like, dude, if I let it expire, it's for a reason. But anyway, yeah, those types of methods are up to you, but there are plenty of definitely valid, no moral issues whatsoever strategies that go in this. And of course, we will include that as a bonus, obviously. So of course, if you're watching this in the group or you're on YouTube, I will have a link, but you just go to littlebizresources.com/mtj, and you can get the full review and all of the updates as I produce them. But let's do a quick live view, and I'll show you the steps I did to find a domain, check it, and then buy it. All right, so here we are in My Traffic Jacker, and you've got your dashboard, and there's plenty of tutorials on how to use everything. These are the basic ones here, but then there's even more here. And depending on what level you get, like there are upgrades for different things. Go through the sales pages and read them. I'll also make my recommendations on the page, but I obviously recommend everything because you're going to get access to some of the best information you can. And it's just a great way to drive some traffic. If you're really struggling with traffic, this is something you need to do. So now I say that you do need to make sure that your niche is on YouTube or Wikipedia. If it's not, then it's not for you. But let's see here. So you can go through all the tutorials, which I've seen all of them. It's very easy, very self-explanatory once you go through most of it. The API stuff is the only part that's a little bit tricky, and they have a couple detailed videos on it, right? So if you go into YouTube APIs, you've got a couple of videos in here that walk you through it. So let's go into, you can come in, let's say we want to do keywords. Let's say you don't know your keyword, right? You can come in here and go, oh, hey, I want to look for, and this is just literally off the cuff because this is not what I want to show you. So I want to look for Facebook ads, right? And see what type of other words that they recommend. Facebook ads guide, Facebook ads library, Facebook ads cost. So like if you had a video on Facebook ads cost and how to keep that down, you could, obviously search for that, right? And you can just click this and run the search. It'll take you to the search area, I should say. So now I'm going to show you, I'm going to go back to my saved results here. Now I'm going to go back to my research results. And one of them that I did, you can see I've done a few to be testing them. I did Webfire. Now Webfire is a product that we promote for search engine optimization and generating leads. I don't really talk about it all that often because it's a $997 a year if you go through our link purchase, and most people are like hesitant to purchase that. So I don't talk about it all that much, but we do offer it. So what I did is I did a search, and I'll show you the results. So it came in with the result. It did 100 videos, and it found 66 links and 3 target links that were expired. So what it does is it shows you, now this is golden. I cannot even tell you how nice this is. So this is the domain. It tells you the domain name, and it tells you, once you've integrated GoDaddy, it will tell you if the domain is actually available. So I obviously have it integrated, and it says it's available. And I actually did purchase this one, just so you guys know, because it has 1,653 views and 9 likes. And I was like, well, let me see where it's at. And so I went and manually searched. It comes in number 3 for the term Webfire. So Webfire doesn't have a whole lot of searches, but when people search for it, they're looking to buy it, right? So I wanted to make sure that if people are going to this site, that they're going to go to mine. Well, it turns out to be even better than that. So I got it for Webfire, but it ends up being a lot better than that. But I can check these other ones as well. Now this one's not a real domain. I don't know why it says domain available. I don't know why it says that, because this hot.com/buyit.info, those are like 2 different domains, and it doesn't even make sense. So you can't have a .com.info in the same thing. So you'll see stuff like that where people are just, I'm not going to say what I want to say, but they're just not writing it right. And then this one is with the 2016 and only 35 views. I can tell that it's not going to be a good one. So what I did though is I actually came in, and there's this here where you can do ocean search. And so when you do ocean search, which is an upgrade, by the way, so it's not in the basic version, you got to get an upgrade to get that part. And you can find out all of it'll pull up a Google search, and it'll show, it puts it in quotes. So you can do it without it. You could actually take it and do it without the ocean search, but it's so much faster to just do it this way. And you have the quotes, and then you have all of these that show there, and all of the different things. So like, here we go. This one is linking back over to it, right? And so I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's pretty cool. So now I go into videos though, and I see that there are 18 videos. So I'm like, how's that going? Is this it right here? I think this might be I keep breaking YouTube, so so let's say, okay, well now I want to check it out. So I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to right click this one, open a new tab. I'm going to check out the video. Now I'm going to pause it because I don't need to hear it. I'm going to pause it again because I don't need to hear it. So I have, I'm in the wrong. Let me change my account real quick. Sorry guys, I have it attached. I have TubeBuddy attached to a different account. And it plays all over again. So I have it's called TubeBuddy, and I'm not sure what part is paid and which one's not, so you need to kind of play with this. But there's a free version. I paid for some lifetime version for like $30-something after I signed up for the free trial. So sign up for the free trial, watch your emails. When you click Channelytics, this is what's really nice. So it pulls up the channel details. Right, so here's the channel, and it's going to pull up all the information. Now this is subscribers, and so it doesn't look, which is actually funny. So this channel was kind of abandoned in 2018, and this one says them 4. So there are 4 searches or 4 subscribers in the last 30 days. Sorry guys, I'm kind of tired. Then I'm going to say how many views were in the last 30 days. And look at this. So this is me. This is my channel, which I get some clicks on some of my stuff, right? So I already know that I'm getting clicks and I'm not getting very many views. They're getting, what, triple the amount? So I'm like, okay, and I don't know exactly which ones, and I'm not sure if I can even find that out. But that tells me that I definitely needed that domain, right? And I did run, for those who are familiar with it, a domain authority. It doesn't have a very good domain authority. It doesn't, but it's not spammy either. It's not listed as spam. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm okay with this one. You know, it doesn't come up as spammy, and the, what was this one anyway? It was, yeah, so it was a .com. There's a .info I looked at that was horrible. And anyway, so this one turns out to be really good. So of course I got it, and I will work with it and do some stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all my reviews on Little Biz Resources, because that's where we put our reviews mostly, except for this one. This is just an overview, right? So we put most of our reviews on Little Biz Resources, and I'm going to put my, sorry, I'm going to close some of this stuff so I don't get confused. So I'm going to put my, I'm going to build a website that is, I'm going to build this website, but not with his content, right? I'm just going to put a home page, and I'm going to forward all the links to the appropriate reviews on my page. So that way, when they click from YouTube, they are going to be forwarded to my review of the same product. So that's how I plan on doing that. And he was selling some bigger stuff. So Webfire is pretty big, and then he had a couple other things that were. So that's one way. I mean, I kind of got lucky on that I found it so quickly. But this was something that, you know, not a lot of people are probably doing that. There's probably not a lot of people promoting Webfire because it's a $9.97 item. So you can do that if you have a particular product that you're looking for. And like I said, you can come in, you can use the keyword tool here, or I recommend also using Keywords Everywhere. We've talked about that before. And you know, if you are not familiar with that, I will show more details in future videos. Actually, I probably won't. I'll probably do it in the bonus training. So let me go ahead and talk about the bonuses real quick. Okay, before I jump into the bonuses, let me quick talk about the pricing. So the front end, $27 to $37. It's a one-time fee. That is the core. You have to get that, obviously, in order to get past that, to get any of the features, and that will get you searching. You know, you'll be able to search and do just about what you need to do. Now that $27 price is going to be at the very beginning. So if you're watching this and it's 2 days into the launch, it's probably not $27. And it may go past $37. I don't know. All of these prices are subject to change. This is based on the affiliate information prior to launch. Now these upsells are not in any particular order because I find that they tend to mix them up after they tell us how they're going to release them. So one of the upsells will be case studies. It should be a $27 one-time fee. There is an upsell for the elite version, and that is $47 quarterly, which means every 3 months you pay $47. That gets you access to the ocean search, which I showed that you could do that on your own. However, you also get access to the domain reminder feature, and this is very helpful when you find a domain you like and it's not available, right? So if you find a channel that is like super big and it's just the domain hasn't expired yet, then you could put it in the domain reminder feature. And that in and of itself is probably worth the $47 quarterly, because I think you pay, if you wanted to like get GoDaddy to tell you it or something, you pay them probably almost that much just to let you like basically pre-buy the domain and then hope it releases. You know, it's really weird. I've never done that, so because it seems ridiculous. So this is a much better way to do it, in my opinion. Then they have an upsell where you add SynLab and SynBuddy, and it's a $47 one-time fee. My opinions on SynLab and SynBuddy. I do promote SynLab, debating on SynBuddy, but they're both okay. It's just that if you're not familiar with those, then you may want to definitely check them out. But I think you can do a lot. SynLab's a lot like IFTTT, but it does different resources. So if you don't want to do IFTTT, then you should consider SynLab. And then SynBuddy is one where you can it's kind of like a like for like. But what I've noticed is that it comes through spurts on when there's activity. So like I haven't even been active in it at all, and I still pay like a ton of money for it. I say a ton, it's not very much, but I still pay for the recurring credits on it. So now there's another upsell where it's the access to the subjackers. Now this is really, it's $67 one time. This is really important for those of you who need to have somebody else do it for you, right? If you want to hire a VA, eventually. Now typically you can get access to these if you contact them, or sometimes they'll put it in there where you can access it later on for sometimes a higher price. So it just all depends, you know. Now, of course, I recommend that you get the case studies because I think those are important for you to see and it helps you understand how it works. I do recommend the Elite because of the domain reminder feature and the easy ocean search. And then I also recommend Subjackers if you can afford all of those. If you can't, just get what you can. If you can only get the front end, get the front end. It's totally worth it, especially for driving traffic, right? We've talked about that already. So now our bonus is going to be exclusive training that shows in depth how to find converting keywords, build the sites easily. I did not see any training, and I'll double check right now. Tutorials, nope, there's no training on how to create websites easily. And I am going to teach you how to do that. Now, I'm going to tell you that is a very valuable piece of information right there, right? I mean, I'm not going to teach you how to rebuild the sites because I think that's kind of cheating. But I'll teach you how to quickly build a site easily, and then where you can find, I can also teach you where to find products to promote. So if you're interested in affiliate marketing or trying that site out, I will also teach you how to find products to promote, all different kinds, right? So I just want to point out again, there are people that sell courses on each of those topics, the find converting keywords, building the sites easily. Building the sites easily, people will pay, they'll charge $1,000 just for that, for something like that alone. And you're going to get that free with your $27 to $37 purchase. Why? Because we care about your success. And so if you are interested in purchasing this, we want you to be successful. So for those who purchase the Elite version, we'll also give you access to the Lead Generation Campaign Founding membership, and it is now closed and only offered as a bonus for select products. Now, some of you may already have the Lead Generation access to the Lead Generation Campaign Founding membership. And if you're like, oh, hey, I want to get the Elite, but I want a special bonus, cool. I'll figure out something for you. I just can't do right now because I'm pressed for time. So I will come up with an additional special bonus for those who already have the founding membership if you get the Elite. Now, those who purchase the Subjackers will get access to a special ebook on how to hire virtual assistants. Now, this will eventually turn into a course, and we will include access to that course as well when it is available. So that's what we're going to be doing for this. We're really big fans of Joshua Zamora's software releases and stuff. And I really do like this one. It's been a long time. I like all of his products, but this one is like leaps and bounds better than his prior version. And it's just, the prior version I was hesitant to even suggest it because it was glitchy and you had to jump through hoops to get stuff. And this one is just so much better. It just works so much better, and they've got better training in it. It's really good. So I hope you guys will at least take a look at it, take a look at the sales page, and if you guys have questions, hop into the Facebook group. I don't know why I couldn't think of that word, Facebook group. Anyway, so I will, if you guys haven't seen this before the webinar, I'll see you at the webinar. Otherwise, I'll see you in the Facebook group.